It's the best part of the first week of school. They go to sleep early. So anybody else that are going to start school? Yep. When do they start school?
Okay.
Today?
And you know what? I have a son, senior, and Melissa just started in,
Oh, really? At Meridian? Oh, yay!
I
Yeah.
got my son.
Okay. They know each other. Yeah, that's awesome. I'll have to figure out who that is. Yeah, it's a great. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun year, senior in high school. I'm ready and I'm not ready all at the same time. So I don't know if he's ready. He's not ready for the real world, but that's okay. It'll be okay. He's gonna find out soon. Anyway,
I'm not ready for the real world either.
All right. Good morning, everyone online. We have quite a few people rolling in. So next slide, sir. We have some amazing advertisers here today. So Randy with CMG Financial, we have the CMG group. Come on up. You're first, sir. And so I think everybody has folders. So tell us about you and CMG and.
Yeah, thanks for making time. I've been in the business since 2004. CMG Financial, we're obviously a mortgage lender direct to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. We have a lot of really cool products. Won't get into particulars, but obviously your conventional, your government loans. We've got a lot of proprietary products as well, an all-in-one product which will literally save your clients tens of thousands of dollars. And we'll get you more information on how that actually happens. But essentially, it's a product where your client has a checking account, reducing their disposable income to offset the interest they would normally pay on their mortgage. Again, we'll get you more details on that. And right now, a product that's kind of red hot, specifically for investors and people who are buying secondary properties. It's a PSL program, it's a privatized, securitized line. So it's not sold to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac on the secondary markets. We have private group of investors. Essentially, what this means is instead of your client paying 7% as a rate of interest, we'll be paying about 1% lower for this particular product. So again, a real big game changer in that space. And the last part we'll talk about real quick is it's a home funded. It's kind of like a crowdsourcing product. Traditionally, when clients get some funds to help with their down payment, they get a gift from their family. Well, if that's not an option for them, they can get crowdsourcing, like a GoFundMe. They can create a website, and anyone can help contribute to this individual's down payment. So it's really, really helpful, really unique product. But again, thanks so much for you guys allowing us to speak and giving us some time.
Awesome. Any questions? Questions online?
You guys have my card, my cell phone number's on there, so feel free to email, text, call, and of course we'll follow up with you guys individually as well.
Absolutely, and I suppose people can schedule appointments with you. We have some brand newly licensed agents in the room too, so they can schedule time with you and get to know more about your product.
100%. Even if you don't have a client or you just have questions, or if you do have a client that's working with another lender, there's an issue, feel free to bounce anything off me. I will try and help.
Did you guys finance people with IT numbers?
Yes.
Folks, if I could ask you a huge favor, would y'all pull out your business card? I normally make everyone a luggage tag. The other thing we do is we write off all of our electrics so if I could just get a sign-in sheet, you don't have to leave your information if you don't want to, but it proves that we actually watch.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Next slide, sir.
Hi, my name's Gary.
Come on up.
Yeah, my name's Gary with Pure Clean Restoration Remediation Company. Been with them for almost 3 years. We specialize in water extraction, mold removal, and remediation. I want to talk a little bit more about that, but I'm in just a second here. And also we do fire and smoke damage and biohazard, which hopefully that never happens. But it seems like recently we're getting a little bit more of that, and that includes hoarding too. So I don't know if you come across any of that. I haven't seen somebody there yet. So we take care of all that. We 24/7, free estimates, and we could be there, but we answer the phone within an hour. So emergencies, we get a lot of emergencies, usually late at night. I'm not sure how it works with realtors. If you have commercial property or rental property, a lot of them just go through the insurance, but we could go out there before they make an insurance claim. I could go out there and say, yeah, if you've got water damage, yeah, you might need to make an insurance claim, or no, we can do it for this spot. So Another important thing is that we do complete reconstruction. So it's kind of like one-stop shop. So if we go out to remediate your property, the properties, we can also build it back the way it was before. Now, we've been running into a lot of mold. Especially last year because of the freeze. Some people didn't get it remediated right, and mold comes after 2 to 3 days. It starts with humidity, starts to form. And we ran in, and I'm going to ask some questions, just a couple of questions here. We ran into a situation that just happened to us just a few weeks ago. And our client bought a house about a month ago. It was home inspected, the realtor, everything was fine. But what happened was he bought all new appliances. And when he pulled out the dishwasher, full, and it had a slow leak. So we're remediating next. We about all the cabinets, and with mold, you have to be certified, state certified and licensed to do mold. You can't just let anybody do it over 25 square feet. So has that happened with anybody? Who's responsible if that happens?
The buyer.
The buyer. So what about the home inspection? No,
Doesn't look inside walls.
no, but I mean, the cabinet, when I went to search it, didn't do it.
The true answer is it depends, and who has
Depends.
the better lawyer.
That's what I was getting to. You know, because when I looked at it, underneath the cabinet, looked up, there were some spots there. So I don't, home inspectors, you know, they all do a great job. I just wondered.
It depends. Some inspectors do have warranties on their inspection work, you know, so it depends. But as far as how close to closing it was and who knew and all that kind of stuff, it would be up to a court.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to end up happening.
Yeah.
It's going-
Yeah,
But in the scenario that you mentioned earlier, if they had to remove a dishwasher to see it, then I don't think that would be covered. I mean, not normally, right? I mean, it could be a lawsuit,
I
but
wouldn't say either way. I
Yeah,
would just say, unfortunately, you know, and if the inspector, he just said though that there was spots that depending on if
Right.
they looked under the cabinet,
It's visible,
they would have been
yeah.
able to see it. So a lot of times, you know, and that's why your affiliates that you work with are super important to know what, you know, that and it's really the client's decision. That's why you want to make sure they understand that they have a decision to choose who they work with. Because if there are warranties, then, you know, he could say, hey, I see it here, and maybe you should check with your inspector and see what warranties they have on that, because maybe it should have been found. But ultimately, who's responsible depends on, like I said, who has a better.
You know, that's probably most likely is going to happen, but I was just curious if anybody ran into that situation and what it result was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does happen, and it does happen probably more often than we like, and the rainy season's coming up, so it's really important to have these companies and Puro Clean on hand to call, because a lot of times when there's roof leaks, you know, and especially why we want you to check your vacant properties more often, and don't just like, oh, there's a storm, great, no problem. If your property's vacant, go check it. Otherwise, these guys have to come in and fix it if it's not caught fast enough, or even still, because you can go in before the mold happens, hopefully, and remediate as well, right?
Yeah. So how it works with us, since we're licensed with the state, we recommend a few names for mold consultants. And they're licensed with the state. And what they do, they come out and they would take moisture readings and inspect, and then they would write a protocol. And once they do that, they give it to us. And we follow a protocol. We follow a protocol step by step. And then they come back out, test it, and get a certificate for the mold.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, they charge money for that, but that way, you know, it gets completely taken care of. So.
Oh, awesome. All right. Any other questions for Gary? No. Any questions online?
do you offer any type of financing for homeowners that need help with that? So that can be expensive, right?
Yes, it can. It's very expensive, but yeah, no, we don't offer any. I mean, usually it's a credit card or something, but they can get finance for that. But we don't offer.
Typically, they'll do with the insurance company as well, I'm sure.
Right.
And with mold, they don't
Yeah,
cover.
yeah, that's a whole different ballgame.
Mold,
yeah.
you might get $5,000.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's the only problem.
Yeah, I actually was gonna put an offer on a property that had been flooded 3 times, but my daughter loved this, it was silly. But my daughter loved the bedroom, and so we're gonna put an offer on it, and that's what they said. They're like, there's any mold hiding anywhere in the house, you only get 5,000. Like, no, so,
Yeah.
thank goodness we don't deal with a lot of hurricanes at
Right.
like what Houston is seeing, but. These are things, and this is why when you guys say, "Oh, I want to go sell houses in Houston," yeah, it's a whole different ballgame in there when they're flooded and they've been remediated and mold and stuff like that. So, anyway, thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
If you guys want to hang around, you can, and talk to people after. Otherwise, leave your info. And then if you guys have cards for Gary, please go ahead and put them on the edge of your table so we can go through the vote.
Don't forget lunch out there.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. All right, good stuff that's happened. What are some good things that have happened over the last week that you guys want to share? I want to hear about all the good things in your lives. You have a house under contract. Congratulations. You too. All right, it's happening. I feel like we're chugging along in that world. So I'm super excited about that, Miss Melissa. Got it closing up Thursday. Yeah. Closing up Thursday. What else we got? Maybe something somebody's done nice for you.
Awful online under contract.
Yes. Under contract. Jesse said Riley can swim underwater. That's really exciting. And they can swim. That's awesome. Bruce is a rock star. Bruce is a rock star.
Jesse said she got a lease with.
Yeah, Jesse's got a lease. So if you have somebody that wants to lease a property, she's your girl. All right, what else? Good stuff that's happening in your world. Okay. Did someone get a new car in here? Yeah. So yeah, Stephanie was in a wreck. It was pretty rough, and so I'm excited to see the new car. Is it out there? It is. All right. I'm in the same spot, but it's the red Jeep. All right, nice. Congratulations. Congratulations. Awesome. Well, y'all need to keep filling each other's buckets. Do something kind for someone today, because gosh knows we all need it, right? So next slide, Bruce.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this one's kind of on me. So I showed this one last time, but I wanted to actually go into command and show you how quickly you can get there. So there's a lot of, one of the areas of command is called the marketplace. So let me log in here just a moment. And in the marketplace, there is training. So if you want to learn stuff, you can learn it. This over here. All right, so I've logged into command, which is agent.kdiver.com. And you might notice this little icon in the top right here. This is called the marketplace. Now there's a lot of stuff going on in here where you can like integrate with other systems using like API Nation and others. There's a lot of stuff in here. I just wanted to point out this tab today called training. So in here, there is a bunch of different trainings. Most of it is free. So if you want to get fast wins with Command Basics, 2-day Command Basic Boot Camp. Sign up, it's free, take their class, right? Then we have from Contact to Close training built in. So all you gotta do is subscribe to it, and then you get the information on how to attend the class. Now there are some classes in here that cost money, like this one. No, wait, which one is it? Leverage. Nope, that's not the one. Builder development. So this is new home market. I think it's on the second page. There's one for teams that teach you command for teams. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. But there's several really good classes. So we don't have a training coming up fast enough for you or something, or you want to take it from a different teacher, different perspective. Come in here, sign up for one of these. Most of these are free, right? This is specialized. This is the team one I was talking about. So if you have a team and you want to get one-on-one team command training, how to use the team systems in command, sign up for that. So yeah, that's all. Just wanted to show that really quick. On that.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, next slide.
before we do this, last week I gave everyone some homework. Who remembers the homework that I gave everyone? Okay, so one person's gonna be doing business. Who else? Who remembers online homework that I gave? Elsie, tell me, what was the homework last week?
What about getting leads?
Where are your top 10 referral or lead business strategies, right? What were they? So do you want to tell me what yours were?
I have 5 right now.
Okay, Elsie, what do you got?
Database, past
So-
clients, referrals, social media, open house.
Okay, so these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are your top 5, but your database is your biggest lead generator
Yes, and past clients.
and past clients. So these are your 2 biggest lead generators. Okay. All right. Who else? Who else did it? Ann.
Facebook. Agent from other agents. And referrals from past clients or friends or family from my sphere.
Okay. Who else? Who else did it? Anybody online?
Mine are agent to agent referrals, my database,
Yep.
Instagram, and open houses.
Got another one. Adrian Earls just said referrals from past clients, direct mail, referrals from influencers, in parentheses, pastors.
Okay, so those are core advocates. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're gonna want to take never ending referrals on core advocates because that's
Oh, my core advocates are huge.
okay.
I kind of included that in my agent to agent, but it should have been separate.
What else? Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to give it to you guys again, and I'm going to ask at the last team meeting of the month what your top, at least, yes, sir.
Susie Gold said my geographic spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I can't spell right too fast. Okay. So, but I do want you to go through, you have to process where your business is coming from in times like this. Because last year, I think everyone would come up, oh, it just fell in the sky. It just fell in my lap. It just, I'm super blessed and it just happened. Okay. Yes, all of those things. And yes, you're super blessed. And it doesn't just happen. It doesn't just happen and it never just happens. Okay. There's an intentionality that we have when we go out and we're looking at this business. Now, you said you guys want to go through shift. If you want to go through shift, you're looking at these things. Because if you don't know these things, I have a high suspicion that we're not going to hit our goals by the end of the year. Okay. Most of the people I'm talking to right now are behind in their goals. Why? Because we got a little burnt out last year. Okay. And this beginning of this year was crazy busy. And all of a sudden it stopped. And everyone freaked out and everyone stopped with it. And then this summer, everyone said, I'm not dealing with life. I'm going to go hang out. I'm going to go vacation, spend some money. I'm going to come back and sell real estate. You come back and sell real estate and the market's not moving. You have listings on the market that aren't selling as fast. You have buyers that kind of want to move, but they're kind of wishy-washy and they're not making decisions. They're putting offers in under ask to try to win the deal and getting beaten out by multiple offers. Like there's just so much happening in the market. If you don't know where your business has been coming from, you're not going to know where your business is going to come from in the next couple of months. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause you exhaustion because you're going to be seeking business leads and you're not going to find them because you're not looking in the right places. So I beg you to go back into the last maybe 3 years. And if you haven't been in business the last 3 years, that's okay. Even if you've only been in business 1 week, you can figure out who your biggest source of referral-based business is going to come from. And I love looking at this, and this is why I kind of wanted Jill to bring it back. So thank you for doing that and sharing with us, because I want people to see some of the consistencies in the business that you're doing. And the biggest consistency I see is database, past clients and referrals, right? SOI, referrals, core advocates, referrals, okay? Referrals here, agent to agent referrals, database referrals, okay? This is why it feels like business falls into your lap, because all the work you did to pour into those people, your family and friends and people that you know, people from church, people from your other past life work or current part-time work or whatever that looks like. These are the people who are feeding you. These are the people you need to be in communication with. You need to figure out who they are and you need to turn them into, I love this, Adrian, core advocates. Like Jesse said, core advocates. If you don't know what those are, take NER. It will explain, but the more core advocates you have in your life right now, the more successful you're going to be in the next coming year. We don't have a crystal ball. No matter what the economy does, the real estate market is going to be what it is, right? So if it picks up a little bit, which I'm hearing, we're seeing more people through open houses this last weekend. That's hopeful. I'm hearing a lot of agents are starting to write some offers. That's hopeful, right? So what is it that you guys can do in your business right now to make a change? It is not going to fall in your lap. I repeat, it's not going to fall in your lap. And if you spent the last 90 days not focused on these people, you're not going to have a paycheck. Okay, so 0 to 90. Everything you do today comes back to you in 90 days. Someone tell me when 90 days is from now. Halloween.
November.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween.
More or less.
Yeah.
Halloween. August. September, October, November. Okay. What do realtors do in December?
Take time off.
They take time off. I like these. Is like, how do they make a deal? Yes, they do. For those of us who work around Christmas, we make a lot of deals. Yeah. But typically what happens is y'all work really hard through the fall and then you stop in December. And then all of a sudden January rolls around and we're like, oh, we don't have an income. And the first quarter is like, it was fine, it's fine. We'll make it up the rest of the year. And then at the end of the year looks like this. And you're like, wait a second, I was going to make it up at the end of the year. I was going to do my favorite thing, right? I'm best under pressure. So procrastination is key. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to get it done. It's no problem. No problem. Anybody have to write a paper the night before it's due? Yeah. How great is that? Not it's stressful. It's stressful. Also, trying to hit all of your goals in the last 4 months of the year is stressful. Okay, so all of that to say is you have to go back and dig into your database or into your statistics and say, where is my stuff coming from? Who do I have to communicate with right now that if I wanted, what's the low hanging fruit? That if I want to walk out the store today and go get a deal, who would I talk to? Okay, it needs to be an aggressive form of lead generation, and it needs to be what? What are you saying here? Relationship based. Because if it's not relationship based, it's going to be tough because then you have to build trust. You have to build, a value, right? If you already have a relationship, the trust and value proposition is already there. Sir.
Cynthia Awful said, or first she asked, when do we start ship? She said she got a copy from the front desk this week. And for your information, housing report, Gerald is at 6.3 months of inventory. Next was Liberty Hill at 2.9.
Yeah. Yes. Things are definitely picking up on the inventory side. And I am not an economist. And I don't have a crystal ball. However, the taxes will be set here in a couple of months. And I have a feeling there's going to be more investors that are kind of letting go of some of their properties because taxes are going to be too high. So what does that mean? The getting is good right now. So like I said earlier, summer is over. I know Melissa said not everyone's kids went back to school today, and she's right. And that doesn't give anybody any excuse to not be out there doing business. Summer's over. We've got to get back into the swing of things. You got to find your consistency. If you're feeling out of place, call me. We can set up some time. This right here has to happen. Your business will not fall into your lap. There's no way you're going to go out there and be like, I'm a realtor. And everyone's like, oh, great, got my house. Mm-hmm. Right? LZ, what are you doing to keep in touch with these people?
Basically, I call all of them, drop off barbecue, send out note cards, you know, try to do things for the children.
Yeah. Constantly in contact.
Right.
Awesome. Love it. Who else? Anne, what are you doing to keep in touch with these people?
Text, email, call.
Being available. Okay. Josie, what are you doing to keep in touch with these people? See there?
We are doing a lot of play dates, face to faces, and like mini events.
Awesome. Adrian, what are you doing to keep in touch with these people?
Sending out football schedules, which is their favorite thing to get. Going to their, churches and calling them. And when they call me, answering their questions, making sure I get back with them on everything.
Love it. Thank you. Susie, what are you doing to keep in touch with your farm?
Oh, just the usual, monthly flyers and, on the social committee and just my Facebook group for my neighborhood that I set up a couple of years ago, I think now is over 500,
Wow.
which is really exciting. So just the usual.
Wonderful. Thank you. What did y'all hear? And everything that they said, what did y'all hear? What's the undertone of it? Relationships, how did they do it? Constant contact, phone calls, text messages, events, social gatherings. I'm a part of my social committee, right? Those things. And some of us are, there are any high eyes, like you just love people. I want to be around people all the time. Just that many? I love people. I want to be around people all the time. I feel like I have FOMO all the time. I'm
That's
watching
me.
on Facebook. I have FOMO. I want to be at everything all the time, right? So there's no reason why you can't have fun and also build a real estate business. Okay. So first things first, more people need to go back and review what your business has been and say, okay, these are my top at least 3. This is fine. What are my top 3 that I can focus on? Where can I go get right now business? If it's database and you feel like you've exhausted your database because you've been communicating with them so much, come talk to me. Because if you've been communicating with them at a high level with a conversion intention, we should see more production in your pipeline. So come talk to me and we'll figure that out. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about for those who've been considering Facebook and social media, I know we have quite a few agents now that are doing a lot of social media work. That you might be friends with in the office. Robert, will you pass them back? And then for those online, so this was handed out the other day at our regional call, and I was like, oh, this is great because it's actually a step-by-step, and I have a lot of agents right now that like to check the box. Who are my check the box agents? Awesome, this is going to help you. This is literally check the box. Okay, your sphere of influence on Facebook. If you don't use Facebook, it can be Instagram. If you use LinkedIn, great. Make sure it represents you as a person and you as an agent, right? They want to know you're real. Okay, so use this model to grow your sphere of influence using Facebook over a 12-month period. 12 to 24 deals a year from Facebook and 10 hours a week or less. How many like that idea? I'm on for that. Okay, number 1, create engagement opportunities. First, post on Facebook 10 times a week. There's 3 notes there: mixed personal and real estate related content. Okay, you're human and I'm trustworthy and I bring value. I do business, whatever that looks like. 2, communicate your value proposition through posted content. But right now, what's a really great piece of value or item of value someone might read on your Facebook page? What would be important?
Information about the economy.
Information about the economy, information about the market, what's going on, the economist of choice, right? 3, translate real estate content so it communicates how consumers are potentially impacted by the information and communicate how to act on the information. So that was great information that Cynthia posted, over 6 months of inventory in Gerald. How is that beneficial to a buyer? They can get under contract. They have negotiation power. Right? How could that be beneficial for a seller?
Depending on their situation, a reality check.
A reality check. Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for, because when you go on that listing presentation, you're gonna say, hey, did you check out my last post on Facebook that talked about the market? So let's look at your pricing strategy, right? A reality check. Okay. Okay, next, add 7 new friends to Facebook weekly. Add them from 1, conversations you had inside the Facebook ecosystem. Now, if you're like me, you have made it impossible for someone to tag you without your knowledge. Please do that, because if you are on political Facebook pages or what have you, and they tag you in something that is inappropriate or against social media guidelines of the Market Center, because I have to give that disclosure, then you have to come to the principal's office. And I have to tell you not to post anything that could be, offensive or anything that's harmful. So please make sure you have your tag thing fixed if you're going to be in Facebook groups. And again, you are a product. Your knowledge, your expertise, your behavior is something that people are, working with, right, when they use your services. So be mindful of that. Okay. So conversations you've had inside of the Facebook ecosystem. I'm a part of like 2 different groups at Meridian on our Facebook page. We each have like a year, like parents of kids that graduate this year. One for me is 2023 and the other one's 2032, y'all. 2032.
Yeah.
Okay. But so if I'm having a conversation there and we take it offline, I can gather that information and put them in, make them a friend, reconnect with people that were in your sphere at one point in time. If they're toxic, leave them out. We don't need toxic people, but if you like them and you're like, oh man, I wish I could reconnect, find them on social media, reconnect. Reconnecting with colleagues from previous jobs and add them on Facebook. If you're not sure if you can find them on Facebook, check out LinkedIn. Great opportunity. And then 4, recommended people you may know list on Facebook. And then 5, each person you connect with in real life. Yes, you want to be their friends. You may not agree with them or whatever, or how they do their Facebook, but just connect with them. It's another way. Okay. So 2, engage. Any questions yet online? Any questions yet in the room? So create opportunities for engagement. Number 2, then you engage with them. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Engage with at least 75 people per week. First, stay in compliance with the TCPA, which means you're not contacting people who are not on the do not call list. Don't spam people, none of that. 2, comment on posts in addition to reacting. Don't just heart things. I know that's easy. I know, like, for those who are not so social, it's like, I'm just gonna like this, you done. No, but you need to interact with them. Comment sincerely and with interest. Make them feel like you actually care about what's going on. And let me tell you, these conversations come up. I tell people all the time, hey, I saw what you're doing on Facebook. That's awesome. Or your kid hit a home run. Congratulations. That's cool. I want them to know that I'm seeing what's going on in their world and I'm acknowledging them. Acknowledgement is important. We need it. They need it. It's awesome. Okay. 4, send DMs, right? Send Facebook messages, message people on Instagram, connect with people on LinkedIn, whatever that looks like. Okay. And then 5, interact with Facebook groups you create. Notice Susie said her Facebook group has grown to 500 people. Do you think she has an opportunity for influence in that group? Yes, she can control it. Literally, she can control the conversation if she chose to, right? And then, of course, if you join them. So, don't be scared to get out there and start a Facebook group. Even if it's 20 people, be influential and have them add people and let it grow. Let people have conversations. Okay, finally, the math. Over 52 weeks, you'll have added 364 new friends. You will have done 520 personal posts, and you will have 3,900 engaged interactions. So the pro tips at the bottom, your post should make people smile. Again, your post should make people smile. Don't get all, be yourself, but don't get all heated in politics. I'm telling you. I'm watching.
But what's annoying?
Yes. That. Okay. Direct messages works wonders. Yes. When I was doing my Bold 100, I started direct messaging agents to talk with them. And I can't tell you how quickly they responded. Now, for them to pick up their phone, you'd think their phone fell at the bottom of the ocean. True story, last night, my son's been trying to get a hold of one of his friends all summer to find out what her physics score was on their test. And she was never calling back. And I'm like, ooh, maybe it's, just leave it alone, just, So we see her yesterday at school, and my son goes, how did you do the first day? How did you do on your physics exam? And she's like, I don't know, because my phone is at the bottom of the ocean. Seriously, it fell at the bottom. So I was like, well, now you know why she wasn't calling you back. Right? Now you know that why she wasn't calling you back. That's right. So get on social media and DM them. Comment on friends' posts often. If you can't see them, get on Facebook and interact with them. And then add new friends to your CRM. So as you add them, you put them in your contact database, whichever CRM you're using, pretty easy in commands. Bruce can actually assist you in exporting and importing lists. Nope, just kidding.
Facebook stopped that.
Facebook stopped that. Okay, well, you can enter them in one by one. It's so thrilling. And if you're at a point of leverage, that's something that I would leverage. Okay. And start really adding people to your database. This is helpful. Yes. Well, you've used it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just
Yes,
add
ma'am.
something just because I was social media marketing, and we should always use the rule of 80-20 as well, because we don't want to burn people out with everything, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. So we should probably keep to the rule 80-20 like we do with everything else.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know that even like when I look at stuff, I mean, it's like constant people that are constantly posting, and you just want to kind of like mute them because it's a lot.
Yeah.
So,
And that's fair. And so, you kind of figure out what works for you. It just depends. It just depends on your database and how you feel about it and how that works. You definitely don't want to overwhelm them, which is why when I said earlier, a lot of the times people get that database fatigue where you're like, you've called them constantly and kept in touch with them. And, you're like, I just don't want to call them anymore because they're going to be like, don't call me ever again. Okay. Well, the reality is if we're not getting business, then something is off, right? So just call me and we can talk about that so we make sure there's not fatigue. Robert.
Yeah, I was just gonna add on top of what you just said that know your platform, right?
Yeah.
Because you can sound a lot more businessy and salesy on LinkedIn, and that's okay, compared to like on Facebook where people don't want the salesiness. So
right.
Find a fun way to talk about real estate, so it's not all just like, here's the mortgage rate this week.
That's right. Yeah.
Don't
be
commercial.
basic.
Yeah.
Don't be commercial.
I have a quick question, Kristen. So like on so I'm assuming this is just like for your personal, because you have I don't know if everyone does, but a lot of people have a personal page and then have a business page. So I don't share a lot of personal stuff on my business page because it's a business page. But I do share my business on my personal. So when you're referring to all of this, is it just basically on your personal feed?
So the way I've seen it done is typically personal feed, and it's a mix. So they'll like combo their business page and with their personal page. There are a lot of rules around it, so definitely make sure you know the rules, and we'll do more social media classes. My recommendation is this: real estate should happen when you're living your best life. So like if you throw occasional posts up there, like it says, where you're talking about something real estate related, but everything else is, family oriented, or your life, if you will. Like for me, if you look at my Facebook page, it's mostly my family. And then occasionally I talk about real estate, occasionally I talk about our amazing agents. It's really neat because who I am is who I hope I share in my business world. So, you need to figure out a way to market that includes both of those things, because that's when those natural relationships happen.
And the issue though now with the business pages, I used to have some really big business pages, and the problem is that Facebook has has lowered their value in the algorithm. So I don't even recommend people to start business pages anymore, just because Facebook doesn't want to show them anymore.
You just have to have all your proper documents if you're doing any marketing on your personal page.
Yeah,
If you want to run ads on Facebook, you have to have a business page.
Yeah.
So that would be the upside to.
yeah,
I think it's a combo. I think that's really the answer.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do your cost,
On the spot on Facebook? Yes, it would be public. So.
Yeah.
That's a.
If you're posting something, I mean, one of the things I always say to people, if you're not comfortable having something be public on Facebook, it shouldn't even be on there at all.
That's correct.
Because everyone, I mean, because those privacy select things are great, but they don't always work.
No.
And
Because if Robert's my friend on Facebook, right, and he decides to snap something and
I
share
can
it,
screenshot
you can screenshot
Yeah.
it and it's public.
and the other thing too is like the like if you delete something from Facebook, for example, they never delete anything. It's just it's in their database somewhere, just marked as don't show this.
Yes, sir.
And also remember, what you put out there, you can't take them.
That's right.
Okay, any other comments on?
I just think that a lot of times in any situation from like middle school on, we can get really bogged down in how to make it super detailed and give everybody a roadmap for it. But as long as you're authentically being you and you're showing character, you don't really need to worry about it. Just be yourself and trust that the people that are in your database like you for who you are, else they wouldn't be subscribed to your database.
I mean, you don't need if depending on the business that you're running, you don't have to have thousands of people that you're presenting your information to. You just have to have whoever is in your database, you just need to have a consistent contact with them in a natural relational way, just like you did.
Yeah, it's natural to think about how people are receiving you, but the same thing goes for my first grader as I would give to anybody else. Just be yourself and be the best version of yourself you can be.
Awesome. Any other comments or questions on your sphere of influence on Facebook? Okay, so how many people are going to go back and look at what their top 3 business making opportunities have been over the last 3 years? All right. Hopefully everyone. Okay. All right, next slide, Bruce. Okay, Platinum Top 50, for those who are interested in applying to Platinum Top 50, it is open now. Do not procrastinate, please, because oftentimes you have to ask us for information. And I'm sure you all understand that Mary would not love to get 50 emails the night before August 31st asking for volume production verification. So go ahead. Everyone can apply. Everyone should apply. It's a great opportunity for you. It gives information. Here's the little QR code if you want to check it out. We have a lot of PT 50 agents here, Platinum Top 50. It gives you some marketing, status, so you can put the stuff on your emails and you're in their publication, you're on their website. But more than anything, the event is really cool to go to check it out, to see who's who in the industry. And the best thing about Platinum Top 50 is it's a combination of things. So it's your volume, your industry involvement, your community service involvement, and then there's one other thing. I think industry involvement. So industry involvement would be like if you are active in any of the associations, like if you chair a committee or you do committee work. If you're on the Agent Leadership Council here, that counts. Any kind of leadership things. So industry involvement. Community service, obviously any community service, and of course volume, and there's one other thing that I can't think of. So check it out. Yes, sir.
Mary Thornton said the agent deadline for me is the week before it's due if I need to get you information.
All right, August 31st. So basically by Mega King. So definitely check that out. Okay, next slide. Mega Camp, speaking of, is coming up the 23rd and 24th. Who's going with me? A couple agents now. Really? Okay, cool. I'm super excited about it. Some of the lessons Gary's going to be talking about, I talked about them last week, so I'm not going to go over them too much, but They're gonna be awesome, and there's gonna be some pretty cool breakouts. If you want to know more, you can go, you can check out, I think it's like KW, just Google KW Mega Camp, you'll be able to find it. Or if you go to KW Connect, all of our events are on there as well. But at some point, not yet, but at some point the agenda will be released. I know they're still interviewing for the panels. So if you haven't gone, they set panels up on stage and they talk about the different ways they do business. I went as a new agent often to Family Reunion and Mega Camp, and I loved it because one, it gave me some ideas on how to build foundation, and two, it opened my eyes so that there's no one way to run a great real estate business. So if you're looking for different things, like I can remember, since we talked about farming with Susie Gould, I can remember there was a gentleman on stage who talked about his massive amount of farming. You know, he closed like $3.5 million in gross commission income just off geo farming. And Susie does an amazing job with it. So if you have questions, Susie would be great to talk
You can
to.
tell when you're in Susie's neighborhood, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. So, you know, it's cool to hear different things. What are people doing? How do they scale up so big? Or how do they maintain, or whatever that looks like? So Mega Camp, I hope to see you all there. Next slide, sir. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and roll through these. Land Summit, Luxury Symposium, and Commercial Summit. If you're interested in any of these, the information is online. Typically, I believe the Luxury Symposium happens at the same time that Fall Masterminds does, or around that time. So we haven't talked about Fall Masterminds yet. Let's get through Mega Camp. Community events, a few of these have already passed, but Commercial Mastermind, Luxury, Land, and Military are coming up, so don't forget to check those out on KW Connect, or you can go through communities.kw.com and you can check all of them out and what their requirements are to join in. All right, so August 10th, which is what, that's tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central Time, our time, Unconscious Bias in Real Estate, and also The Color of Real Estate, August 31st at 2 o'clock. These are opportunities for you to check out some new learning. I was watching a really good documentary on who we are last night on Netflix, and they talk about unconscious bias. So it's really cool to check out if you want to take these classes. They're great. Yes, ma'am.
Julia is, you know,
She's amazing.
I saw her at leadership camp in February. She was amazing. If you can check it out, please do. You won't regret it.
Yeah. Awesome. Ignite. Okay, so I'm super excited. Brittany has put a lot of work into getting this all ready for you all. So Ignite 2022, this is all the material you will be learning in Ignite over the next 2 months. So it's every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then in the mornings there are sessions for you to do scripts and role play. Calls. That doesn't mean you don't show up. It means you do show up because we need those right now. So it doesn't matter what level of business you're in. This is KW systems, how to wrap your business into it, what other tools of the trade are out there for you to use, what conversational pieces are great to get started using. So anyways, check it out. It's free to you from 1 to 3, the 15th, 17th, and 19th. So that next week already. Gosh, yeah. So next week. And I believe we already have some classes on the calendar for this week. Melissa started us off yesterday, so check it out.
Is that in person or is that online?
It is in person only.
And will it be recorded at all?
It will not.
Okay.
No, it repeats. So what we do is we repeat. So it's typically bold, never any referrals, ignite. Bold, never any referrals, ignite.
Gotcha.
So,
Thanks.
yes. Yep. All right.
We do have recordings of the previous Ignite. On
Yes.
KWRock.com.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There are some previous.
This is a little bit different, newer material.
Mhm.
that we're using this round.
So is it usually, do they change material change depending on the market and things like that?
Yeah, and then this one is taught by multiple agents. So we have a lot of our ALC that's signed up to teach. So you're not just getting one agent's perspective. So every class, a new agent will bring in new material. So, and if you're on the ALC and you haven't contacted Melissa about teaching, we need you. Okay. So next slide. All right, training calendar. I know we're running behind, so it costs too much. I can't help it.
Great.
Okay. What do we got on the training calendar?
All right. Loaded. Boom. So you can see the Ignite. Oh yeah, check. We're going to talk about that in a second. You see where all the Ignite classes are on here. Easy way to see those. So yeah, we got what masterminds coming up. So if you want
master your mindset.
master your mindset, thank
With
you.
Steve,
With
yep.
Steve, there's the link to go enjoy that. We have
All the committee meetings are coming up this week.
culture, career development, lots of good stuff in tech. More nights on Friday. And then usually the ones around noon are the ones that are hosted on Cable Connect's front page live at the time of the class. So check those out, lots of different ones there. And then I think that's all my
class Saturday.
Yeah, it's phone duty training. We do need people
Saturday.
to sign up for phone duty. We have a lot of spots that are open. So if you've been previously trained, come on out and sign up for phone duty. It's a great time. So you're either catching leads or you're getting organized. It's not a bad use of time. And for those of us who need a little bit of structure, it kind of forces that. So definitely take an opportunity. And then property tours, let's not forget today from 12:30. How many properties we got on tour? 4 properties. Awesome.
Didn't you want to hear a fun fact?
Yeah.
Since we skipped the property tour 2 weeks ago, these are the same 4 houses.
Oh, wow.
They're all still on the market. So that's that before in the third, before this happened in the summer, I had to like stay up really late at night the night before because the property could have been gone, by the time I did it, like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Now, no, we had the same properties for 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
So a little snapshot of the market going on there.
Negotiation opportunities, propose.
And I wanted to show this really quick as well, because Kristen put a ton of work on this and it's going to be awesome for our agents. So under agent training, we have a new thing called document guides. And basically what this is, let me log in, is we're taking the forms and the documents and giving you sample document, how do you say this? Document guide. So like, hey, here's the contract. In blue, here's what probably goes in these boxes, right? So we started with the buyer one. This is a video of all of these documents describing how to fill them out, paragraph by paragraph, page by page, right? And then down below, if you're interested in just the information about brokerage, watch this video for that class. And then also there's a link here to the example document. We'll show you basically what that looks like. So if you look at the buyer rep docs, I think I clicked on it. Right. Okay, there it is. It's loaded. So you can see, okay, IDS, what goes on there? Your name, your license number, right? That's a basic one, but so this will help you if you have questions or reminders on what goes in the paragraphs on the, on the different forms. That makes sense. Okay. Now again, these are guides, right? So one thing you may see a field that says negotiable or something like that. That means you negotiate whatever goes in that box, right? There's no set amount or thing like that. So anyways, you have access to all the documents, all the videos on kwroundrock.com, and then we've completed the buyer one.
Yeah,
and then we're
so
gonna
that's
do
you.
the seller. we got lots more to come, but this is where we're at right now. It's gonna be awesome once they're all in there and done.
And these are all the newer, the new documents that came out, the new forms that came out in July. So these are the updates.
Yep.
Awesome. So use them if you have questions at 9 o'clock at night. That should be your first go-to. Thank you. Unless it's an emergency.
Jesse asked, can we cancel the mastermind with her?
Yes, I'll reach out to her for that.
Okay. Talk to Chris.
Yep, talk to me. I'll get it done for you.
All right. So I put in 2 slides and stack.
Perfect. Yeah, we can if you
Okay,
like.
I'll talk about it, sure. We're really short on time, so I'm gonna be quick. So I just re-pulled, this is June, because, they're still calculating what happened in July. But talking back about the market and everything, this is kind of what we're seeing. So if you look at Williamson County, you can see we're 2 months of inventory, which is up, but still that's not a ton, but it is up. Prices are up. Closed sales are down, right? Taking longer to close, those types of things. So I just wanted to point that out. There's a lot of new listings, a lot of more active listings than this time last year. 279% up, right? Which is year over year, I believe, information. And then there's a lot of details over on the left with all the percentages.
And the fourth week, I've been watching a week by week update. So every Wednesday I put the stats. So the fourth week of the month, we'll go over what things look like, because our next one is an ALC meeting. So it'll actually be our fifth week of the month because we have mega camp. So yeah, so the fifth week of the month, the last week of August, I'll go through all of the updated slides week by week so we can see how things have gone into July through August.
We talk about stats during property as well.
Perfect, love it.
Yeah. So this is
send these slides out by chance?
So we can send them out. So these are available to you at your local association as well.
yeah.
And they're just like that, but get with me and I can show you how to pull some other stuff.
Yeah, basically, abor.com/market statistics. So that site, they have all these are the infographics that I put from there. I just chopped them up to fit the screen. And then there's also a report that gives you all this data on the first half of 2022, like all that survey. This is all just pulled from Abor. So yeah, really quickly, month supply inventory for Austin Round Rock MSA is 2.1 months, so that's up. So we're general story, prices are up, taking longer to sell, more listings coming on, more inventory, so and taking longer to close. So, yeah, pretty cool.
Next slide. Okay, we're gonna move on to that because we talked about it earlier. Okay, so I'm really excited. Don't leave yet. We have an announcement. Okay, so for the last couple of months, we've been working on hiring a new business coach, and we have some people throw their name in the hat, and I'm super excited that we have hired someone, and she's here today. We're going to announce her. So, Melissa Kelly, do you want to go over the room?
Yeah. Beach!
Woohoo!
Beach!
Speech. Have a speech prepared. So, Melissa is now going to be coaching. She's moved her office downstairs. If you hadn't noticed, it's beautiful and pink. And so we're excited to have Melissa for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be adjusting the schedule. So anybody who is directly in coaching, you will get communication from Melissa around what the new coaching agreement is going to be, because there are going to be changes. And then as you move forward, you'll be doing one-on-ones with Melissa. She's going to cover the training, and then that way we can kind of work through our schedule. So
Just give me a little grace to get my bearings, but yes, I'm here, I'm available. I'm working on getting my office hours situated. So we should have that hopefully by next week.
yeah. Melissa has been in business with the Round Rock office over 9 years. She is native. You're native to Round Rock for the most part since you were 8, so she knows the area really well. She works her database for sphere of influence, so she can train you on how she's done that and really build past relationships. So we're really excited that she's chosen to step into this role and really start coaching and training. And she's going to coach with heart. So, if you have some stuff, a lot of what we do in coaching and training, aside from the skill set, is mindset. And so I know we have a lot of stuff going on in the market right now, so both Melissa and I are available. So yeah, we're excited. Okay. We are out of time. Does anybody have any new listings that are going to hit the market or coming soon? Yes, ma'am, Ann.
I have a 2-bedroom with a loft, North Austin, near Howard and Mopac. I'm making it active today. They put all new, brand new floors in throughout the house. It's in a really nice little gated community, and it's going to be listed for $425.
Good. All right. Awesome. And I've seen it. Yeah. Awesome. So if you have somebody 2-bedroom detached condo, right? Detached condo?
It's attached to
Okay.
one other HOA covered pool.
It's only one wall attached though,
There's
right?
only one wall
Yeah,
attached.
okay.
It does have a garage, a double garage.
Awesome. That's Ann, if you guys need that info. Who else? New listings. Coming soon. Anybody online?
I have my lease listing.
Yes, tell us about it.
It is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house in West Haven. It's actually the house that I was living in. So if you've been to the masterminds at my house, it's that one. And the information about it's on my Facebook or on the MLS.
Thank you. Okay, price improvement.
Real quick, Ann, will you shout out contact information? Liz has a question for you on that property.
I'll text
give
them.
her-
I'll
give
text you Liz's information.
And I
Okay.
still need an open house person for the weekend because mine had a reschedule.
Okay,
Okay, we'll get you connected later.
wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I'll make sure you guys get each other's info. Okay, who else? Any other coming soon? Price improvements? No one wants to talk about it. Okay, any buyer needs? Buyer needs? All right, with that, I hope you all have an amazing week. Oh, and yes, we have a really, sorry, thank you. I love this woman so much, I can't tell you. Come on up, tell us about what's going on with growth committee and what we're doing. I mean,
Okay, really quick, because I know we're out of time. August 31st, 4 to 6, we're having the growth committee happy hour, Fork and Barrel. It's free appetizers, just all for you to come, get to know us all. Everyone just come and have a
last
good
week was
time.
like 20 some odd people there. It was
Yeah,
great.
we had a really good turnout last
But she
time.
needs you to RSVP for all you people online too.
31st.
31st, please RSVP to me if you can come. That'd be great. We'd love to have you. Second event, we're putting on with another committee is, and I know it's on the road, but please get it in your heads, you guys. This is a client event. This is for y'all. It's going to be way bigger than last year. It's a trunk or treat. We're hoping to have double the trunk or treater trunks that we had last year. We're having a pet parade. We're having a cakewalk. Georgian Group is doing a haunted house. This is for you. There's not going to be any cost to you as an agent. Invite your people, get them out there. It's just a wonderful way. So that is August 28th from 6 to 8 of October. That, yes. And please let me know if you can do a trunk that one. Actually, the only cost to you would be if you could decorate your trunk and do the candy. But even if you can't do that, invite your people.
Yes, so I'm gonna hit on this one more time. It's so important to have a client event right now. In the next 6 months, you should be doing, if you've been in any mastermind class or class that I've been training on lead generation, you should have a client event lined up and a trunk or treat with the office where everyone is sharing the large expense. We have a lot of advertisers, literally. You go to Costco, buy $70 worth of candy, go to Amazon, spend $20 on some decorations for your trunk, show up in a cute little costume, whatever that is, you know, or scary costume or a not cute costume. I don't care what you show up in, but come in. And last time we had, it was the first time we did it and we had pretty good showing. We had people from the community show up. So it was a lot of fun. And your clients get to see you. And it doesn't matter whether they have kids, if we're having a pet parade. So if they're pet parents, they can bring their, you know, and then we've talked about some other adult ideas. So it's not just if you have a kiddo, it's anyone that is possibly in your database that can attend. Yes, ma'am.
We'll have a flyer out mid-September. We're going to finalize all the details so you can get that to your clients. But yeah, we're talking margarita machine guys.
So but you can send save the dates right now. So I would be texting or emailing save the dates.
$6 a month.
It's
I'm sorry.
6 to
6. Yes, but please let me know again if you can do the trunk or treat or just help manage a game or anything.
My daughter said she's down for the face painting.
cool. Okay. She did great last year, right? She did it last year, didn't she? Yeah.
Did you say October 28th?
Yes, it's a Friday night. We're trying to get it out there because a whole bunch of schools are gonna be doing stuff. So, but you know, we figure people can stop by while they're out doing whatever else. So it'll be fun. All right, with that, have an amazing day. Don't forget to grab lunch.
Hang out here for the property tour.
Yes, go on property tour.
Robert, how do you get your, like, could I get my listing on my property board?
Yeah, sure.
Even if it's not often?
Oh, no.